He watches her from across the dimly lit bar as she leans closer to the man, with the golden voice, the one who fills arenas, the one whose voice can make thousands scream, whose name is printed on every magazine cover, whose eyes hold the promises of fame and a life drenched in luxury. He feels something heavy pressing down on his chest, but he says nothing. Because what is there to say when the world is set against you, when the odds are stacked so high you cannot see beyond them, when you realize you are nothing more than a shadow standing in the way of a rising sun? She laughs, a sound so familiar, yet distant, like a memory that no longer belongs to him. She used to laugh like that for him. Her eyes used to sparkle when he spoke her. Hands used to reach for his without a second thought. Now they rest on the polished table between her and the famous musician, a small, insignificant space that might as well be an ocean. He wants to call her name. He wants to remind her of everything they have built together, of the nights spent whispering dreams to each other, of the mornings tangled in sheets, of the simple, beautiful, ordinary life they shared. The musician leans in his voice a melody, even when he is not singing, a voice that has the power to make people believe in love and heartbreak, in the endless possibilities that fame brings. He knows what is happening. He sees it unfolding before him like a tragic play where the ending is already written, and yet he cannot look away. She is enchanted by the musician's charm, by the promise in his voice, by the idea of something bigger than what she has with him. He grips the edge of the bar, his knuckles turning white. He tells himself he should leave that. He should walk away. Before he sees the moment she decides. Before he sees the moment she chooses a life that does not include him. But his feet refuse to move because a part of him still believes in them, in their love, in the small moments that made up their world. He thinks about the time they spent building a life together. The quiet nights, the laughter, the tears, the unwavering support, and he wonders if any of it meant as much to her as it did to him. She turns slightly, and their eyes meet across the room. For a brief moment, he sees something flicker in her gaze. Hesitation, maybe guilt, or maybe just a shadow of what used to be. Before she looks away, before she lets the musician pull her back into his orbit, he feels the sting of rejection, of knowing that he is not enough, that love, no matter how deep, cannot always compete with the allure of something grander, something that shines brighter. The night drags on, and he remains frozen, watching as she becomes someone he does not recognize as she. Laughs at jokes that are not his as she leans closer to the musician, until the space between them disappears completely, and in that moment he knows it is over. There is no need for words, no need for goodbyes. The choice has already been made, and he is nothing more than a forgotten chapter in her story, a story that will now be told in songs that will be played on the radio, that will be sung by thousands while he fades into silence. He finally turns away, his heart heavy, his mind numb as he steps into the cold night air. He breathes in, but the air feels thin, as if the world itself is pressing against him. He walks aimlessly, not knowing where he is going, not caring because it does not matter anymore. Nothing matters when the person who was once your world decides to chase a different one. He wonders if she will think of him when the music fades, when the stage lights dim, when the applause dies down. He wonders if she will miss the life they had, or if she will forget him completely, swallowed by the dazzling world she has chosen. Days pass, and he waits for a call that never comes, a message that never arrives. He tells himself he should move on, that he should not hold on to something that was never meant to last, but memories are stubborn things. They cling to him, wrapping around his thoughts, making it impossible to forget. He wonders if she ever hesitated, if she ever thought about staying, or if her heart had already belonged to the musician before he even realized. He was losing her. Weeks turn into months, and he sees her face on billboards, her name in headlines. He hears the songs written about love and loss, and wonders if any of them are about him, if any of the lyrics hold fragments of their story, or if he has been erased completely. He wants to hate her, wants to be angry, but all he feels is emptiness, a hollow ache that refuses to fade. One night he finds himself at a concert. Her concert. He tells himself he is there for closure, that seeing her on stage will help him let go. But as the lights dim and she steps into the spotlight, he knows he has only been lying to himself. She is breathtaking, confident, radiant, a star. And he is just another face in the crowd, a stranger to her now. And as her voice fills the air, he realizes that she has already moved on, that she has found her place among the stars.